Hello everybody and welcome back. Mr. Obviously Insane here with my third compilation video for my 30 games in 30 days challenge. Now, I do want to, throw it out there. There could be some spoilers. I do my best to try to not get too much into the story, but the video is based on generally how far I go, and then my thought process and details are generally based around that. So, spoilers? Sorry. We're going to hop right into it though. 5 more games, let's go. Day 11 saw me check out Citizens of Earth, a game where you're elected vice president of the world and you wake up in your, childhood home. You recruit your mother and your brother to go off out into the world, and, well, the world is basically like your city, your hometown, and I think we have to stop a protest. That's the first little thing we have to do here. But like I said, I'm not going to generally get too far into a game or spoil too much of it. Just kind of go over what you're seeing, and it gave me a lot of Pokemon vibes. With later, a lot of these things that they jump out at you and you engage in a fight, and you have to, use different characters or multiple characters to, win the battle. Except in this thing, there's some strange battles. I mean, dealing with a protester seems pretty upfront and things like that, but later on we fight like coffee beans, deer with bones on their heads, like bees. It gets a little weird, but I mean the game's kind of weird. We run into a conspiracy guy. We actually have to get him out of jail, which is kind of funny, being the vice president of the world and all, but the whole point is you can recruit all these people to join your team, and I assume each one would have different abilities and things that might make certain battles easier or harder. Like I said, I didn't get too far into the game, and there's a lot of checking out things and exploring. Some of these pylons, I think, go away with different quests that you had to finish. But as you've seen there, we just got the final coffee bean thing, so we can go get the conspiracy guy out of jail, because apparently he got himself in trouble. Won't say what he was doing, so if anyone wants to check the game out for themselves, they can go ahead and do so. Because, like I said, we're not going to go in this too long, just because, well, I didn't end up playing for very long. Actually, it was a pretty short stream, and the game, it just sort of got a little frustrating for me. I didn't dislike it, but it's probably going forward something I might not play again. It might be something that I do in my downtime. Check it out. But it's also one of those games that I thought I had already had installed and played, but it turns out I didn't even have it on the computer. So, I mean, that's fine. It was good. It was good entertainment. It really was. I had a laugh. I had a cry. And there's a lot of exploring. So I mean, if you like doing that kind of thing, like I said, it sort of gave me Pokemon vibes, but it's nothing like Pokemon. It's got its own story with its own different characters and stuff like that. So I mean, could have went just up here and figured out what was going on, and eventually that is where we go. But there were still 1 or 2 more places that we needed to kind of check out. So I went and did that. This is basically where you can kind of leave your characters for upgrades and things like that. Didn't really explore too much of it, so I don't really have much to tell you on that, but I do think the video for this one wraps up here relatively shortly. So what we're gonna do is, I don't really think I'd do much more here. There's this person, I think it's another side quest, and then I'm just grabbing some experience out of the library here. Hey, grab free XP in a game, why not? Plus, we avoided all those protesters, so I thought maybe it would help me. I don't know. Didn't really figure out what this guy was about, but yeah, like I said, it was a strange game, pretty entertaining, but we are going to head on to day 12. And PC Building Simulator. What can I say about this game? I absolutely love it. It's got great graphics. They actually recently did an upgrade. None of that is in here. Some of it you can kind of see, but none of the actual like things that I did. I edited all that stuff out, so if you want to check it out for yourself, feel free, since the last upload was quite a while ago on this game. And this is, like I said, just one of those series that I'm kind of working on just here and there. This is one of those games that I just like to check out for myself, but it helps you sort of learn how to build computers. The first one, we were basically just checking to see what the computer needed to run a specific game. I think it's F1 2017. And for these ones, we're trying to do a 3D Mark score. So we need to figure out what it has, what parts we kind of need to upgrade it to, and then purchase those parts and install them. And that's pretty much the premise of the entire game. The footage is coming from the career mode that I had started, so if you first jump in, you will only have I think the one desk to work on plus the one with your laptop. You can progress and unlock certain things. There are still things that I haven't unlocked yet, which I'll probably get to soon enough. We were trying to get the 5 stars in the stream. I don't think I actually did, but that's fine. This is one of those games, like I said, I just sort of play at my own pace and go from there. I had a bit of a hiccup, sorry. And so this is just checking to see, I think, what they currently had and what we needed. I haven't ordered all the parts yet. I like to kind of do it all at once, and there are a few different delivery methods that you can get as well. This game is pretty in-depth, but it's not too overly complex unless you don't really know how a computer goes together. But the best thing about this game is if you put that computer together and you do something wrong, you didn't just waste hundreds of dollars. And then you can go back and figure out what it is that you did wrong and kind of learn from it, because all the parts in this game are true to the manufacturers, I believe, with the names and things like that. So I don't really know how the 3D Mark score is achieved in the game. If anyone does, you can kind of let me know in the comments below. But other than that, I didn't get the 5-star here. You really need to kind of sort of pay attention to the emails to see just what it is that they want. Sometimes there's just little details that if you don't do it, it doesn't get you that 5th star. Sometimes it might be doing a virus scan to clean up their previous history and stuff like that, or just other little things. I'm not going to go too much into what's in there so that I don't ruin too much of the game. And this is just a small sample size of what you can do in the game. So I did do a few more things in the stream that aren't in the video. So if you feel free to check out the streams if you want to see what goes on in the games. But we are going to head on to day 13, and I'll see you shortly. Day 13 saw me check out The Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing, the final cut. Now, I was a little disappointed in the sense that I thought I would get to track down demons, werewolves, and vampires, and I kinda didn't. Now, that might be what we're killing here in the game, but I meant more in just a different sense. This is kind of like Path of Exile, and I was hoping for more first-person type mission thing. This is like quests and things. Now, the first little bit, I think you're just basically trying to find your way to the town. Yeah, we gotta escort this merchant that we found on our way. I think he was along the where he needed to go was along our way, and we met him along the way, so we just sort of picked that up. There are side quests to the main storyline, which some of them I kind of did, but I didn't go really too far into the story, and just for the sake of the compilation, I didn't actually include everything that we did. I sort of just did the first little part, just so I didn't ruin any of the storyline or any of that kind of stuff for you guys that might want to check it out for the first time. And that's another reason why I said come check out the live streams if you want to see the whole game, ask questions, feel free to interact, that kind of stuff. But I don't know if this game going forward is probably going to be something that I'll play. It's kind of why I sort of lost interest in Path of Exile. Now, this one, I don't know if it has an ever-changing world like Path of Exile does, but I don't know, I just wasn't really down for having to constantly upgrade and figure out which path I wanted to go down, because those skill trees to me can be a little bit complex, especially when you're just new to the game and you're not really sure which paths you should go down or what benefits affect your character and that kind of stuff. I know each game is different and stuff like that, so I mean, I gave it a shot. I didn't really mind it. The time that I did play, I did enjoy it, until I started to die, of course, but I'm pretty sure that might be because of the equipment, but it also might have to do with some of the mechanics. They felt sort of clunky. I don't know if I can change it or not, but you attack and move with the same button, so I don't know. I'm already not the best dodger, so trying to get out of certain situations sometimes seemed a little tricky. We are getting to the end here. I think this is the sort of final little quest thing that I did for this guy, and then I think we wrap up the coverage of this game, and we'll head over to day 14. Day 14 and The Sims 4. I love this game. I honestly forgot how much fun it was. If you've never played The Sims before, I'm sorry for you. It's so much fun. I've played it since like the original. I think I've played on pretty much every platform, PlayStation, Xbox, and computer. It's one of those games that you can honestly just sink hours and hours and hours into, and not in a bad sense, as long as you have your responsibilities and things covered, of course. But I mean, just down to like every aspect of control. I left autonomy on, so he does have his own free will. Sometimes that can be a bit of a problem, but it wasn't too bad. We picked the athletic career path, I think, for this sort of playthrough. I'm not sure I'll continue this one, but I might be coming back to The Sims in the future. Might try to do some of the story mode stuff. I've actually never played a sim game where I properly did that, so that's kind of what we're doing here. I went through, I think, the very first week, getting a couple promotions along the way, and not really losing any money. So that's kind of good. Now, whether or not I could do that long term, I have no idea. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. First meal that he always cooks seems to burn down the stove. Mostly because I didn't do any cooking research, and I haven't figured out why that pizza delivery person keeps stomping on pulling my trash out and then stomping on it. Might have something to do with not tipping them, but I'm not sure how you would do that. They've added so much stuff to this, and I'm pretty much playing just bare bones. I don't have too many extra of the DLC and things like that. I actually forgot what my origin password was, so it took me a while to even get in to be able to play this. So once I finally did, it was nice. It was fun. Like I said, it'll probably be something that we might do in the future, because I mean, it's The Sims. I absolutely love this game so much. I mean, it looks great. Allows you to do so many different things. Be interactive. Be be socially, a shut-in if you'd like. Just so many different traits, and it's just. I left out the character thing because I probably could have talked about that for hours, but just down to even designing your own character, creating your own personal traits, things like that. This dude was weird. He really wouldn't leave, and I couldn't tell him to leave for some reason. Usually there's like an ask to leave feature, but this time, for whatever reason, it just wouldn't let me do it. But whatever, we got our sleep, we went off to work, and still got our promotion, so that was great. I really loved the punching bag animation. I love a lot of the animations, and I almost forgot just sometimes how quirky some of the things that they do are. Like, at times he would take his drink to the bathroom, or phone for pizza from the bathroom. Just weird little traits. It's like, I forgot how quirky and funny this game could be. And they've added points in the city where you can actually go around and check and hang out and do things. Pretty sure you could do that in some of the earlier ones, but I'm not sure it was as interactive, maybe? I don't know. Like I said, it's been a long time since I played The Sims, so I figured I had to jump in, and while I'm doing the 30-day challenge, I might as well check something out that I'm familiar with, because a couple of them, like I said, they're not all going to be new games. This certainly isn't a new game. It's been out forever. You gotta wonder if they're ever going to do a Sims 5. Ooh, that would be so fun. I think EA just kind of keeps making, what are they, DLCs for it. I'm not sure if I'll get any. Like I said, we'll see. If we don't get too gung-ho into it, probably won't pick up anything, but some of them might be worth taking a look at. Like I said, I didn't even have my Origin account until quite recently, so access to it anyways, but I might check out the DLC and see, but I had just so much fun playing this game, and it really reminded me of like high school days. Just to see how far this game has come from like The Sims 2, and then The Sims 3. It's just amazing, the level of detail and the career paths that you can even go down now. I'm not gonna go say what they all are, so if none of you have checked out the game, then you really should. This would be one of those games that I do highly recommend. I'm not one of those people that just throws those out, willy-nilly. But The Sims is actually one of the games that, not just because of the challenge, it's one of the games that I haven't really streamed much of it, but it's one of those games that I've just always loved to play. I could sit down and sink just hours upon hours into this game. And this was one of the funny parts. He was standing up there trying to do some comedy, and the guy on the guitar was playing it really badly, and then I was annoyed because he was playing it badly. Which is just some of the social interactions that you can actually have in the game. Although I found it funny, every time I order something from the bar, he'd have to stand up and go get a different seat to do it. So I wonder if maybe they can try to work that in. But I think we are coming to the end of the coverage here for the day. We're on, I believe, our last promotion, I think was what I was waiting for. Just wanted to see if I kind of got there. But I'm pretty sure that we do. And heading on to day 15 coverage. Day 15 was another game that I really enjoyed. I think you guys are going to like it. And I will see you shortly for that coverage. Day 15, I checked out NieR Automata. This game was absolutely amazing, both visually, gameplay wise. I did use a controller for this, so it might have made things a little bit easier for me, but in terms of movement wise, it wasn't too bad. I found it to be pretty easy. Some of the camera angles you'll see later might be a little bit tricky, but it wasn't too bad. And as for the story blending in with the gameplay, as you can see, not too bad, because this entire sequence is a bit of story with gameplay wrapped around it, which is quite fun. We have no idea where that's coming from, but we assume it's from somewhere in here. But we've basically lost our entire team, so now we have to go recon with someone else. It had a bit of flying aspect to it. Wasn't too bad. At times I kind of felt like I was playing Enter the Gungeon again. There was just, baddies everywhere and things flying at you, and you gotta shoot them and knock them down and stuff like that. But I really did quite enjoy this. I played it for a few hours. I'm not going to go too far into the story because I don't want to ruin it for you guys, and because I'm probably going to check this game out after the 30-day challenge. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It wasn't overly hard, but it felt like at times it was a good challenge. Dealing with those arm things was an extreme pain in the butt, but for me, I think a lot of the problems I was having sort of in the beginning were just timing, getting the spacing down, plus sometimes the camera angle to the battle aspect is a little weird, and that also might take a little bit of time to sort of get used to. But this wasn't even the boss. This was just an unfortunate thing that was in our way that we needed to mow down on our way to rendezvous with 9S. Now this is, I think, my third attempt at trying this, so I was kind of just ready to sort of go on. Your little gun allows you to interact with the world, doing things that you couldn't reach and stuff like that, and you are able to fire your weapon and sword attack at the same time, which I thought was kind of cool, because it really sort of helps with taking out some of those balls of energy that are being shot at you constantly. So I really did enjoy the art style, the gameplay, and the storyline as well. It's very intriguing. I think I got a lucky shot, but we go up there and whoop them good. But I liked all the collectibles for later. You can pick things up to give you med kits, or so you can pick up med kits, you can pick up spare parts and things like that for side quests and things. I believe that's a little bit later. I'm not going to go too much into it because I don't really know a lot about it. Still trying to figure it out and stuff like that. But I swear that little robot dude is so handy. Because if you just had to do all this with a sword, I think it would be like extremely tricky. But I really wish at times it would just sort of stay with like the first person view on you, but sometimes the view of the camera actually does make it sort of easier to kind of fight things, because it lets you see things that maybe from that first person perspective you might not see otherwise. But it's just sort of one thing. It was, these ones were really the first few times I tried it. I don't know if this is where I was dying, because I think I was mostly just dying on the boss, but I was taking a lot of damage through those top-down areas. I did a lot better when the combat was more like on my level, but I really enjoyed the game. There is so much that I didn't explore and that I actually left out just for the sake of being able to do it later. But we are coming up to the final boss, and like I said, I think this is my third attempt, so I already died twice, and I think that was because I kept staying on the inside. So once I kind of figured getting on the outside, it just became a matter of timing and then trying to avoid not getting stuck in the center, which for the most part we did pretty good until I think it's here. I kind of get sucked in. I almost died, but I didn't, thankfully. But it wasn't over. And as I'm playing this, I'm just like, is this going to be like one of those never-ending boss fight type things? Which this portion was a little bit easier to deal with than when it was just the spinning arms. And we finally do get some help, but it didn't really work out for him. So we're trying to go save him, or at least go check on him, and of course the bad guy comes back to life, forcing us to, continue the battle. When, honestly, I thought it was over how long ago, still not over, because now I got to get on the mech suit again. These things are actually pretty cool. They handle pretty well, and I'm usually not a fan of games that have or to make you fly and things like that, but this mechanic wasn't too bad, and I do think that the way that we sort of finished this here is pretty awesome. But I am going to leave you guys on a bit of a cliffhanger, because that's sort of what I should do here. I don't really know what happens, and I don't know. Either play the game or check out my playthrough coming soon. I know I shouldn't leave you guys on that much of a cliffhanger, but am I dead, alive? I don't know. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button and make sure you got the notification bell ticked. If you liked the video, hit that thumbs up button. I do appreciate it. And as always, guys, until the next one, take care.